Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brett Keane. Do you ever feel like you might be in a discussion with someone and you find yourself speechless? I mean, you realize that you have an answer for things. However, you feel like your answers may hurt that person or cause that person to...
Here we go.
I don't know, break down, or you realize if you put it a certain way, or even if you try to put something nicely, they're going to end up fucking crying, and then you have to sit there and listen to them be all upset and all tore up. Well, I'm not one of those fucking non-compassionate human beings out there who basically are immune to that. If I hear somebody telling a fucked up story or a horrible traumatic situation that happens to them, I'm not one of these type of people who can just come right out and say,
There is to it.
well, whatever. Life's a big bowl of fucking shit. Learn to eat it, you know? I haven't got to the point, I guess, where I'm comfortably numb, if I can do that yet. And I don't know if that's a strength or a fucking weakness sometimes. Sometimes, I guess some would call it a blessing, some would call it a fucking curse. It depends on which angle you're looking at it. From time to time, you get emails and stuff from people who've had some really hard-ass shit happen in their lives. You get people who've been abused by the church. You get people who are still a part of the church, and there's still abuse happening to them. You get people who... go into long-ass stories about how they had a miserable fucking life growing up and then found religion, and they think, at least in their perspective, that it changed them. And of course you get these people who claim that they died and shit, and then they came back, and that they seen some fucking bubble gum on the top of the ceiling while they were laying in the hospital bed.
Bouncing time to the beat. Hey, you don't even have to move your feet. Just shake your thing, let me see you move. Now spin around and feel the groove.
Some of the stories that people tell are completely and utterly fucking insane. Some of them really move you. Some of them can bring you to tears. Not too long ago, I actually had a woman who sent me a letter that basically said,
Let's try it.
She was very, very upset. She was fucking tore up. You're
catching on.
Had lost her job, lost pretty much everything she fucking had, and then she decided that she went out into her garage and hook a fucking hose up to the back of her vehicle, and then turn on the car, and
terrific.
in the fucking driver's seat waiting for her, basically, according to her, highway to hell. Waiting to go bye-bye and shit so she can get out of this shitty fucking world. She pointed out dozens and dozens of fucking problems and reasons why she did not think that she should exist. According to her story, as she sat there huffing in all this fucking exhaust and this closed environment and stuff, apparently through all the fumes and all the nastiness and shit. And, of course, things running through her fucking mind, fear, terror, sadness, depression, and all that. Apparently, Jesus shows up, and
Come on, everybody! Clap your hands, come on, everybody! It's a hamster dance, come on!
he's wearing the white robe, he's got the long silky brown hair, standing in the midst of the gasoline fumes and shit, and basically, says the whole fucking deal of, oh, I love you, I care about you, I don't want you to fucking die, and all this kind of stuff. And and I know that in this situation, one could easily say that she was sucking on a lot of fucking fumes, she was sucking it in, she was going through an emotional fucking time, obviously, because if you're wanting to take your own life and you're wanting to fucking end it and stuff, it's obvious that, when it gets to the point where you're not willing to call people and fucking talk to somebody or look for some kind of alternative or...
Come on, everybody! Clap your hands, come on, everybody! It's a hamster dance!
Or things to try to get you out of that fucking hole that you feel like you're in that seems like it's bottomless. Some people, they choose to go all the way down the fucking barrel. It's a horrible situation, and then these people, some of them, of course, they end up being successful at taking out their own existence, and then there's others who have these stories to tell. And when I hear these goddamn stories, when I hear these rough stories, a lot of them make me very fucking sad. A lot of them kind of eat on me inside and shit. Sometimes you read things that are so horrible and so fucking miserable that you wish that you had never even looked through your inbox or your email. And there's just times whenever you hear this kind of stuff and you wonder to yourself, what should I say? Should I tell the lady that...
Here comes the music.
She was sucking in fumes and that she was just miserably depressed and, because of her state of mind and shit, this is what happened? Or do you simply keep the fuck quiet and just try to pay attention to what the person's going through and realize to yourself... and keep it to yourself that, this is, of course, fucking horse shit. It's nonsense. But she thinks that she's seen it, therefore, what do you do? I find myself many times where there's lots of things I could say, but should I say anything at all? I think the best thing that I have learned and stuff is to basically just listen. Just pay attention, and, what the fuck do you say to people like that? What can you say? All right, folks. Another day in the life of Brett Keane.